Good day, lovers. Welcome to my channel. My name is Ilma Daniel, and I want to give my opinions on something. A lot of people would advise, no, it's not wise for the baby to sleep with the mother or the parents, but rather to sleep in a bed. I am against the thing of baby sleeping alone in separate beds, and here is my reasonings as to why. Unless maybe the bed is too small for the couple that you are scared of, like the space is not enough. But if the bed is big enough to accommodate the three of you, I don't understand why then one would not want to opt for sleeping with their babies. This is what I picked up that new mothers might not know, that they might need to know before considering wasting money buying beds, because some mothers have bought beds and their babies don't sleep there. Imagine you're just wasting your money. At the end of the day, the baby doesn't even sleep in the bed. One of the reasons why I wouldn't allow a baby to sleep in a separate bed, small babies nurse every after 3 hours or so. That is my advice from the hospital that I got, that I must not allow 3 hours to pass by without me nursing my baby. After that, for small babies, you must bathe them, because they don't move. They just sleep, eat until specific months. I don't know until when, but for a specific, when they come from the hospital, their job is just to sleep and eat, but you need to bathe them before you put them back to sleep, or else they'll have gas problems. Now you are putting the child to sleep aside. Any single mistake and the child didn't, sometimes they bathe, but I don't know what's going on there. The milk comes back. It's either through the nose or through the mouth. Now the baby is sleeping in a separate bed. You are sleeping in a separate bed, okay? And then there you are, your baby the milk is coming out either through the mouth is not a problem, nose, your child is far. I mean, how do you handle some of these situations when your baby is far from you? It's a situation where the baby is just going through something. Because trust me, this is one thing that I picked up ever since I became a mother. You don't sleep. Any single mistake, you are awake. Any single movement from the baby, you are awake as a mother. I don't know, it comes naturally. If your baby just moves like this, you are awake. If your baby just moves, you are awake. Now, we do have babies that just sleeps throughout the night. I was so lucky to have a baby that just sleeps throughout the night. But the trick that I also learned, I don't know whether I can share with you guys here. I don't know whether I was lucky that my baby just doesn't cry, but I think my baby just doesn't cry. Or I was also lucky that I tried this. I bath my baby every day in the evening when we are going to sleep. He sleeps peacefully until the next day. My job is just to give breast milk, and that's it. Now, there is not only it. Is it not inconvenience? You have to constantly look at the diapers for these babies. You have to look at the diapers and change the diapers on time. Any single mistake in letting the child stay in wet diapers for too long, babies develop lashes. And for women, man, we must just know, even we can't handle having a pad on for so long. Imagine now for small children having a nappy on every day, and the thing you are letting the baby stay in a wet nappy for so long. It's so uncomfortable. I mean, at least every after, if you just realize it's wet, take the thing out so that the baby doesn't suffer. I mean, if your baby is so far, when do you then, don't you sleep comfortable? When do you then pick up that the baby's nappy needs to be changed, then the baby is far. You keep waking up, you wake up, instead of just checking the baby's next to you, just check, you sit, you change, you go back to bed. You also to cover the baby. Let me say, these babies, one moment they feel cold, one moment it's hot. Now in situations where your baby is just feeling hot, it's just hot, and you are here, the baby is sweating the other side, you can even pick this thing up. Not like when you just wake up, look at the baby, feel, oh, the baby is fine, the baby is not sweating, the baby is okay, then you continue with your sleeps. Now the baby is far away, the baby is feeling cold, you can even cover the baby accordingly. Things just changes even as they grow up. Sometimes, like now, it's hot. As you take them to bed, it's hot. You cannot dress them, it's hot. But around about 1, 2, 3 on the AMs, you have to dress them because it becomes cold. These little human beings don't like to be covered. I don't know if the babies somewhere else they want to be covered, but my experience is these ladies, these babies do not want to be covered. And most of moms can testify to this, that babies don't like to be covered. Now your baby does not want to be covered, the baby is sleeping in a different bed, here you are. How then do you pick up that it's cold? Because for you to pick up that the baby is cold, you should touch the body temperature of the baby changes. When you touch the baby like this, you're like, oh, the baby is cold, let me cover him up. But covering is not even an option. They don't like to be covered. Let me dress the baby up in a way so that the baby doesn't feel cold. Now, when do you make these decisions? If you can't even touch the baby is far. At least you turn, you constantly touch the baby. Is it cold for the baby? Is it hot or not? You touch. You are a mother, you learn these things. When do you pick up these things if your baby is far away from you? When do you bond? When do you bond with the baby as a mother of the child? Because surely you do not want to be the mother of the child and the baby does not know that this is mommy. There's no bond. When do you bond? Because in the evening you have to constantly breastfeed the child. When do you pick up that my child is hungry now, he or she needs to eat? Because my experience is that I sleep with my baby, but the moment you see him sucking the finger, he's telling you, I'm hungry. Then you take out the finger, you put in the breast, he starts sucking. Once he's full, he throws you the other side, he continues sleeping. Because as they grow, you don't need to be waking them up to burp them, because they can fart, they can, they move around. But when do you then pick up these things? When he's next to you, you touch him, the nappy needs to be changed, you change quickly. If the baby is far, are you not scared of where you wait for too long, the child is hungry, you wait for too long, the nappy is not changed? Plus also what I picked up is that when the baby is young, there are moments where you are sleeping with your baby and then the baby catches a flu from nowhere. Next thing you see, the baby is not breathing properly, the nose is blocked. Now your baby is far away. You cannot hear the baby breathing from that far in a different bed. When do you pick up these things so that you act accordingly? Maybe the baby it's just mucus that have blocked the baby and you just need to remove the mucus quickly so that the baby can breathe properly. Now the baby is far. How do you attend to the baby's emergency or moments that are of emergency that needs urgent help first if the baby is far? How do you come to a baby's rescue as a mother when you are far away from your baby? It does not make sense to me. It does not make calculated properly sense to me. How do you do this? When also do you just bond with your child? just to bond, just holding the little human, then it just feels loved. It's a baby. They're gonna grow up and you are going to forget that you were here. They grow up and you only see them, hello mommy, see you later. They grow up to that stage, you know. But those are the reasons that I wouldn't, I have never tried it, but I don't understand why I would rather have my baby sleep far from me. Until my baby is a baby that can take care of himself, then I would opt he sleeps with somebody or she sleeps with somebody. Either I am sleeping with them now because I'm nursing, but as soon as they grow up, then they can go and sleep with the assistant, with somebody who's assisting in the house, and I can move them the other side to say, oh, since you're not breastfeeding in the evening anymore, you're not breastfeeding, then you can now give us our space, and then you can now move out and go sleep with the assistant. Not to move to a separate bed, but to go sleep with us with the assistant. Maybe then they can move to a separate bed if they, but still, man, if unless maybe if it's just temporary arrangement, like if you need time for yourself as a couple, and then you now move the baby to the bed. Once you are done, then you can maybe then bring the baby back to bed or what now, because guys, because you cannot want to live a comfortable life when you are a parent. A parent, you forget thinking about yourselves. You are both parents, and then you accommodate this little human. This little human needs you for direction, needs you for protection, needs you. They look up to you. They can do anything for themselves. Literally, you do everything for them. They want to caca, you wipe them. Not like an elder. I want to caca, I go to the toilet. This one want to caca, they caca there. They rely on you to come and clean them and pick it up early and clean them on time. And I never experienced my baby with this thing of wet diapers. I never experienced a problem, because I personally, not anybody else, I am involved, as in to say that when this done now, when this done now. I am vigilant, I am on my toes for this. Now, how do you then handle these situations if you are not involved? Baby is far away from you. How then do you do it? Come and comment down below and advise accordingly. How do mothers, how have you handled these situations when the baby sleeps far from you? Let me say, for instance, the nose blocks. How do you handle it? How do you pick it up when the baby is far? The milk is coming out through the nose. How do you handle this? Because I've picked it up myself. My baby had gas and I didn't know. The milk was coming out sometimes through the nose, sometimes. But if I see something is not right, I pick him up quickly and then I clean him. I do what needs to be done. I put him back to sleep. And then I try to figure out what's going on. How can I handle a situation at hand? Comment down below and advise accordingly, mothers. Let us learn from one another. We are not perfect. We are putting these topics down so that we learn from one another, and so that the next mothers learn also. Remember, no one have a manual to this life thing. We are all just entering and we are finding ourselves in situations. So let us learn together, and let us pick up advice from one another. Bring your comment and your advice down below, and then we are going to learn accordingly. Thank you. Let me see you in my next video. Bye. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share with your friends and family, so that we become a huge community, and let us learn together. See you in my next video. Bye.